Black people saved me.
Every 5 seconds, I'm seeing a video of a minority group saying, "Where are the black people? We're at home. We're relaxing. We're chilling. We're hanging back." You're talking about come together. Why? We tried to do that. We've been trying to do that forever. All right. You can't sit up here and be mad at us for wanting to not roll with y'all right now. It's just what it is. It's like, let's say we was on a farm and black people plowed the field, planted the seed, watched it grow. In the midst of its development, there's food to be eaten off of it. Y'all come in and have no food. Y'all see ours. We share. But you see the white people field over there, and you thought that it tasted better whenever you got a little crumb of it. And so you thought, when the white people said, let's burn down their field, you thought that you was going to eat off their field. And now that you voted for that ass, voted to destroy our field, and you're watching it burn, you go over there with your bowls. Hey, can I get some food? And they go, fuck off. And now you're looking at us and you're running to the water and you're trying to get buckets and trying to pour it out onto the field because you realized that you was eating from that field. That was your main source. You fucked yourselves and tried to fuck us in the process. I mean, you literally thought that you was going to throw us to the side and get accepted by this, when we had already accepted and gave you a plate. And now, the field is burning, and you want us to run outside and get a bucket with you and pour it the fuck out? And put the fire out? No. How about this? Y'all put the fucking fire out. And y'all replant that bitch. And y'all show us y'all ready to do some work. Stop complaining. Stop looking at us. We did the work. We was here. You benefited off of our labor. You benefited after our protests, our demonstrations. Everything was geared to helping not just us, but your ass too. And I'm also talking to the white women, because you part of that minority group too. So, look, you can miss us with the, where is the black people at? We right here, just watching. We standing back and watching and seeing what the fuck you do. Because then that will determine what we decide to do later.
Everything good you'll ever do in life, it will be rewarded. In one way or the other, it must be rewarded. It might not necessarily be today, but one day, one time, it will be rewarded. Now, the black community have refused to give help to the white people. White people are crying around for help from the black people from different problems that are facing today. But black people have boldly come out and say that we cannot help you. You either help yourself or suffer, because the things you're crying about today, the problems you're facing today are the same problems we used to face. And when we were asking for help, when we were crying, demonstrating, walking and going around on the roads with placards, people looked at us and they laughed at us because they said we are very much uncivilized. They started calling us names and all that. So black people said, we cannot give you the help you want. You find another way to help yourself, but me as a black person, I won't help you. That is what blacks are saying. Yet whites are still asking for help so badly, as indicated in these pictures. Take a look at this video.
I'm wondering, when are white people going to start listening to the black community? When are we going to admit that they were right about Trump? They were right during the civil rights era. They were right about abolition. And now we know, now we can see they've been right about Trump all along. They got our attention during the George Floyd protests, but we didn't listen. We were just like fair weather fans. But if we could ever get behind this community, if we could ever draw from their wisdom and their knowledge of what America really is at the cellular level, because they've seen this all along, and there is so much we could learn if we would just humble ourselves and move out of the spotlight just for a moment and let them speak.
White people, I'm going to give y'all some advice since y'all going to be crying even more now that the protest, after this protest and don't shit change and, everything just continue to just, go further and further down the toilet. Something you can do that might help your situation is apologize to black people. Because if y'all apologize to black people, right, and it works, then y'all gain allies and, more importantly, actual powerful, smart, allies. Like, useful, because y'all definitely need some usefulness, over there. But yeah, wallow in your sorrow for however long after this protest stuff. Y'all just realize y'all don't wasted y'all time. And then y'all need to be getting together to have a big party to apologize to black people. Because that's the only way y'all getting out of this. That's the only, because this world going down. This going down. Black people not going down. Y'all will be literally extinct, is what I'm saying. So what y'all really need to be doing is apologizing to black people so that we can come together, really save y'all asses, honestly, because we could just let y'all asses burn and then make a new world with just black people. But we're not going to do that because we're loving people. So that's not what we do. So the good white people and black people, we're going to make a new America. It's going to be new. It's going to be equitable. But the only way we're going to be able to do that is y'all white people got to get to apologizing to black people so that we can have some, thoughts of wanting to get involved. But we're going to have to stop being mad at y'all first. Long as we mad at y'all, like y'all don't know what to do when somebody mad at y'all. Somebody mad at you, you need to apologize. Y'all know black people mad. So why I got to tell y'all to apologize? So, look, that's what y'all need to be doing. That's what's going to save y'all asses. If not, you ain't going to give us no choice but to create a new America without y'all asses. And then guess what? That ain't on us. That karma ain't on us. But we are free so long as y'all asses ain't apologizing. I'm telling you. We ain't going to be getting no bad karma because a motherfucker burnt that didn't apologize. So that's why I'm telling y'all need to fucking apologize to black people if y'all want to be saved. We are the only people that can save y'all.
We must talk about this. We have to talk about the status of the farmers. Yep, the farmers. That overwhelmingly, the white farmers that overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Now, the farmers are asking for welfare from the government because a lot of them are losing their farms because the subsidies that they get from the government, they can't afford the farms without the subsidies in many cases. And they're like, look, we need help. But here's the difference. When the black farmers asked for help, the white farmers filed a lawsuit. They filed a lawsuit against the black farmers for asking for assistance from the federal government. And they weren't able to receive the assistance from the government because of the white farmers filing a lawsuit. Question is, do you think white farmers, should receive the help, the same help that the black farmers had asked for, and they filed a lawsuit? Should the black farmers do the same thing and file a lawsuit? Get in the comments. Let me know.
Did y'all see the video with the white man asking black people to step up and save America? Excuse me, sir. Didn't we try to sound the alarm and tell y'all that the competition that happened in November of last year, if you voted for the wrong person, what was going to happen? See, black people are the originators of all skin folk and kinfolk. We know that just because somebody look like you doesn't mean they have your best interests. So y'all, now your livelihood is affected, your business is affected, your family are affected. So now y'all are concerned and scared and worried and want us to step up and save y'all. And you know what's going to happen? Right after we save y'all, I mean, do we look like the Black Avengers? Right after we save y'all, y'all going to go back to doing the same thing? So absolutely not. This is the consequences of your actions, and y'all are going to have to sit with it. In the black community, there's a saying that I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard: you will be okay once the swelling goes down.
Whoa. Hold up. I'm starting to see a lot of white people on this app start asking black people for help. Now, before you ask us for help, I need you to check your metrics. When is the last time you used your privilege to help out a black person? When is the last time you had a black friend? Have you ever had a black friend? Matter of fact, how many black people do you know? And I'm not talking about that one kid that you knew in school back when you integrated. Check your metrics. Now, based on your metrics, would you step in to help you?
And like I always say, make that make sense. And look, I know a lot of people don't care about how this black man died. A lot of people, if it's not their family, they don't care. But I do. These people faking like they want our forgiveness and they begging, they praying. It's all fake, because if it was real, look what happened to Kyron Lacey. Even after he died, bro, and it came out, the proof came out that he didn't cause the accident, you still got people online trying to justify that he caused the accident, when the witnesses said, no, that woman caused the accident, not Kyron Lacey. But everybody's still online saying that he caused the whole accident. And look at LSU. They gave racist ass Charlie Kirk a whole memorial, someone they never met, but they gave Kyron Lacey nothing. After all the touchdowns he scored, after all the money he brought to LSU because he was scoring touchdowns, and they gave him nothing, no memorial, and they wonder why they having another loser season. Look, until LSU pays Kyron Lacey his respect, they will always suffer. They will continue to suffer until they pay Kyron Lacey his respect. It is what it is. I said what I said. And this article is by WTVM. It was published October 13, 2025. A Minnesota postal worker who suffered a stroke while driving ended up behind bars instead of getting the medical help he needed, which cost him his life, according to a federal lawsuit filed by his family. The lawsuit, which was filed last Thursday, accuses Eagan police and Dakota County correctional officers of demonstrating a deliberate indifference to 50-year-old Kingsley Bingspong's medical needs during the 5 hours and 40 minutes he was in custody. At one point, attorneys say an officer can be heard on body camera suggesting he was suffering from a stroke, but paramedics were not called. Make that make sense. And wait, y'all hear that? Yeah, silence. Y'all begging our people for forgiveness, but look at this shit. You think that was by mistake? Hell no. They let Mr. Kingsley die on a concrete floor, and they watched and they watched and they watched. He didn't deserve that. And the only thing I'm pissed off at is only one way to fight back when stuff like this happen. And if you know, you know. And look, people talk about the South being super racist, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, Florida. They always talking about the South being super racist, but no, go upstate New York, go to Pennsylvania. Matter of fact, go where this all happened at, in Eagan, Minnesota, 69.5% Caucasian people. That told me everything I need to know. Minnesota is racist as hell. And if you don't believe me, everyone has a truck driver in their family, whether it's a man or a woman. We all have a truck driver that's in our family. Go ask that truck driver about Minnesota. Go ask them about the DOT officers in Minnesota. Go ask them about the cops in Minnesota. Go ask them about the sheriff in Minnesota. They will tell you they racist as hell. And I'm going to keep saying it. The sheriffs, the cops, the police officers, the troopers, whatever you want to call them, in this country, they all are part of the KKK. And if you feel like I'm tripping, in my comment section, let me know I'm tripping. So before I go, y'all already know I have to speak from the heart before I end this video. Rest in peace to Mr. Kingsley, and I hope his family can get through this. But to my people, Don't fall for the fake prayers. Don't fall for the fake people asking for forgiveness. It's all fake. I told you since the beginning of time, these people have been hiding behind religion. That's all they do, because they can't show you the real them. They have to hide behind religion and hope you fall for it every single time. But to my people, we see who for us. We see who against us, and it is what it is. I'm out.
I'm noticing an increase in white homeless people that's at the stop signs and stuff begging for help. And I'm noticing a lot because they're all in the black neighborhoods. Do you ever wonder why you see a lot of homeless people asking for help in black neighborhoods? It's because we usually give. We're more giving. They can't go to the white neighborhoods. They know the police gonna get called and get dragged the fuck out of there. So for us to be painted as this horrible group of people, even though they know the truth. And for a long time, a lot of us didn't know the truth. A lot of us was, confused and really believed, the bullshit they spewed out. But we know better now. We know we're not this animalistic, this violent set of people. Because y'all are always around us. You're never afraid to be around us. Oh, you like to portray like you are, but you never are. There's not one time that I went to a party, went out to eat, where I don't see at least one damn white person there. Y'all are always in our spaces. But I'm sorry to report is that, and this is something that I didn't know all black people were doing, but we're not giving to your homeless anymore. Y'all got to start going to your white folks' neighborhoods, baby. They got the money, they got the power. I'm so sorry. But I didn't realize I was the only one that stopped giving. Y'all got to use y'all privilege.
Hey, one more thing about that farm thing. Those farmers complaining about how the Trump's trade war is hurting farms. And not just China, even though China no longer buys U.S. beef, that's gone to Brazil. They no longer buy U.S. soybeans. They don't buy a bunch of other agricultural products from us because they can source them elsewhere. And these farmers are all over these apps whining and crying that they didn't think it would hurt them. And please, Mr. Trump, I voted for you 3 times, and all this kind of bootlicking kind of BS. The other thing about that is, like I said in my other video, excuse me, there's a particular relationship, black people and farms in this country, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. The other thing is, do you remember during the Biden-Harris administration, their administration worked out a settlement with black farmers to pay them back pay for excluding them from bailout money that they were entitled to. The money only went to white farmers, and so black farmers, that's the way it is in this country, had to sue to get their fair share. And after years of court wrangling in the courts and everything, it was finally settled and black farmers were going to get their due. Sorry, my allergies. And you know why they didn't get their due? Sorry about that. Because white farmers sued to block the government settlement that they had made with black farmers. And white farmers sued saying that the white farmers, were being discriminated against for not getting some of the black settlement money. The black settlement money was because only white farmers got some of the initial bailout money, not black farmers. That's how twisted it is. So to the white farmers online whining about loss of business, threats to having their farms shut down and shut off, I say, fare thee well, good sirs. Fare thee well. You got what you got. You get what you get. You don't pitch a fit. You voted for Donald Trump, and you know what? He is working you over because the big conglomerates, some I hear I've read are owned by J.D. Vance or his companies, are about to buy up your land for pennies on the dollar. And you're going to be one picking those blueberries for $11 an hour, 7 days a week, for 10 hours a day.
Right, welcome back again. A lot of white people or a lot of black people, a lot of white people do the same things that the black people are doing today by saying no to helping the white Americans. Why? Because black people also are human beings. They have feelings and they know what to do at what time and how to do it. You see, black people have been brushed off for a very long time, and every idea they came with, everything they tried to come through with was turned down. Why? Because it was brought up by a black person and was being read from a black person. Therefore, a black person cannot say anything on this world. They don't have a say, and what they need to do is to sit down and listen. If it's suffering, they've gone through suffering for years. If it's being, pressured and all that, black people have gone through that pressure for years. Many of them have done some things we never expected they can do because of it. Okay? And so, all this time, when blacks were complaining, were crying, and suffocating me, white people were just somewhere enjoying, sitting well, and all that. Right now, a black person comes out and says, I cannot give a help to a white person. Do you think it is wrong for a white person to be denied that help, or it is right for him to be denied that wealth? Number two, is it bad for an African person to say no to helping a white person? Tell me what you think in the comment section. I will do my best to make sure I read all the comments and give a response where possible. I am the African Streamline. This is the Black Empire. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and press the notification bell. Be the first person to get every news as it comes in.